some of the main objectives of the SAPO Campus project, and just to contextualize, this project is being developed in a research lab that is within the university, but it is financially supported by an IT company from outside the university campus. But as main objectives, the SAPO Campus project, we may outline some objectives like the openness. The openness issue is very important for us, and from our point of view, this openness issue is a threefolded issue, because we are talking about open access, open content, and also open contexts. The main objective is to create a personal learning environment that is institutional supported. Many people see this as quite a paradox, but we'll try on the way to present our point of view and to discuss it with you. The other main objective that we have with this platform, with this integrated platform of Web 2.0 services, is the one of dissemination and massification. Again, two concepts that are quite arguable, but we do think that the support and the integration, the institutional integration issue is a very important one when using technologies in higher education institutions. Finally, we have one more issue that we present as promote blended formal and informal activities, and that we like to joke about and tell that B-learning, or the new B-learning, is about formal and informal and not about presential and distance learning. So this is quite an objective that we have for the SAPO Campus project also. Well, the main context and where this project is set up, it's a tricky one, because we are mostly talking about delivering or making available Web 2.0 technologies in 1.0 environments. So this is a very complicated issue in terms of the control and supervision practices that these higher education institutions tend to have, and also because of the hierarchies and the technocracies that lie beyond the universities and the higher education institutions' procedures when we're talking about technology. In the other hand, we have an open technology culture that most of our students have. So there is here a problem that it's not easy to solve in terms of promoting the use of Web 2.0 technologies with agents that have so much different positions about technology policy. In the other hand, we have also students' expectations, and these again are twofolded. We have technological expectations from students, and we have learning expectations from students. So it is another issue that we try to tackle also with this problem, with this project. And finally, resistance to change and the natural inertia that higher education institutions have in terms of innovation. And so this is something that we are trying to slowly implement and slowly giving and launching to people for them to starting to use it.
This is the main idea of SAPO Campus. It's about providing services inside the institution, and when we are talking about services, we are talking about video sharing, photo sharing, wikis, blogs, social bookmarking, instant messaging, and also some social networking facilities. And the idea is that inside our institution, the people, the colored people, they are on that side of the picture, and they are able to freely create, participate, and consume these kind of services. This means that anyone from the university is able to go to SAPO Campus and to start a new blog or start an account for video sharing or any service that we are providing. We also stated that for the outside, the people from outside university will be able to participate and consume the information that we are providing inside this environment. We made a restriction. People from outside are not able to create accounts because we don't want to have a blog platform for everyone. We have the notion that what people are building or are creating inside these services are connected with the image from the university. So we don't want, at least at this stage, to open it for people from outside. And the idea was that providing the services, it's not enough. And we start to discuss some concepts and ideas that we should provide and add to this, to the project, to the SAPO campus project. And I will not go for each of these words because I will try to pass to the solution where we decided that we have our people and they want to do something inside the SAPO campus. We provide the services, the green circle over there, and then we decide that we need 4 additional tools. And it's about a presence builder, the personal learning environment, the e-portfolio tool, and the instant messaging tool. Our personal learning environment is built with UWA widget technology from NetVibes. So the idea is that we will provide, and we will provide very soon, lots of different services, external services like YouTube, Flickr, Delicious, institutional services, for instance, connecting to the library or connecting to the academic services from our institution, and also, of course, the SAPO campus tools. Another tool is the e-portfolio, and the idea is the rebuild concept. If we have our staff and students and teachers using SAPO campus and sharing the information they are building inside the services from the project, from our core services, then we are able to provide a tool that allows people to just build e-portfolio pages based on the information that they have already put in the system. How we try to, or how we are building this, we stated that we need to start very fast for building the project, and our idea was to pick up the services from our partner, the SAPO. SAPO is the major web portal in Portugal, and they provide open services for blogs, wikis, video, and photo sharing. So we started with the services, the core services from SAPO. We pick up the core and made some local instances for the university. We integrated the authentication with a federation between the university and SAPO. So we are using Shibboleth for authentication, and we started building the other services that we were talking before. And the idea was that we should involve people from the university for design and developing these services. And we decided to go for asking for researchers. And the SAPO campus is now having 3 PhD students doing their research about this project, and 6 and well, more now, 8 people doing their master degrees developing this project.
Well, we came across the idea that what we were promoting in a first stage, it was representing these PLE bubbles. So we have the personal dimension of the learning environment, but we lacked the social dimension of this kind of environment. And so our main idea, and we are working on it right now, is to pass from these PLE bubbles in which each student has his personal learning environment to a shared personal learning environment. And this is basically promoted by a community power recommendation system that learns what people are consuming, what are the best rated contributions from all the community, and recommends readings and contents to the people that use this kind of platform.
My name is Tom Caswell, and my colleague is Marion Jensen. We are from Utah State University, and we are here to share a little bit with you about the Twitter project that we've been working on together, and it's called, we've named it Twistery, and it's the idea of Twitter and history combined.
Twitter, actually one of the interesting things, Twitter and Facebook kind of allow you to do the same thing. They're very similar, and yet there's a key difference that makes them, actually separates them fairly distinctly. Facebook allows you to talk about random things with specific people, and Twitter allows you to talk about specific things with random people. So for example, if my brother goes to watch a movie, he might post that to his Facebook, and I will be interested in it because he's my brother, and the next time I see him I could say, how did you like the movie? But I'm not interested in every movie that everybody goes to. So I'm not interested in finding that information out. But I may be interested in a particular movie, so I'm interested in how the new movie, a particular new movie is. Is it any good? So I might go out to Twitter and do a search for that new movie and find out what people generally think about it. So Facebook allows you to interact with people only if they agree to, and Twitter, that one small difference is that Twitter, when you broadcast something, it doesn't just go to your friends, it goes to the entire world, and that's a very small but very important detail. Most people, when they first hear of Twitter, they think that's kind of silly. And then the second time they hear of Twitter, they think, no, that's still really silly. But eventually, what kind of made it come around for me was the hashtag. Twitter implemented a search feature. And it was actually, they did it because users came up with the idea. They started posting things to a certain hashtag. So, for example, here we're posting to the hashtag ELChair09. And this is where we could start talking about specific things with random people. And I started following conferences on Twitter. And it was interesting because you'd see this stream of tweets, and then suddenly they would stop. And that's because everybody went for coffee break or went to lunch, and then they would start back up again. And it occurred to me that you couldn't tell a complete story using Twitter by following one person, but a large group of people could tell a story. And in my spare time, I do a little bit of writing. I had a couple of novels published, so the author in me said, hey, I could write a book this way. I could tell a complete story using a bunch of different characters. And then the lazy person in me said, no, that's far too much work. And the lazy person won. I never got around to doing that. But I did think there are already stories out there, and people have already told them. And that's kind of when the light bulb went off. I went over to our university's library, and I found 15 books that were the journals of soldiers who were in the Battle of Gettysburg, which is a pivotal battle in the American Civil War. So what I did is I started tweeting these journals. So I would read through, a lot of times they would write at night, and they'd say, you know, we had beans for breakfast, and then we marched at 11 o'clock. So I would go back and create tweets based on these journals. So at roughly 6 or 6:30 in the morning, I would say, you know, I'm eating beans for breakfast. And then at 11 o'clock, I'd say, we're starting to march again. Kind of did this just to see what would happen, and it was actually quite surprising because these journals would line up. One soldier on the Union side would say, we just spotted some rebels and we're going to fire at them. And then the next journal entry on the rebel side would say, you know, we just heard gunfire, and be roughly at the same time. So these journals that by themselves were maybe only interesting to a full-fledged historian, actually through these tweets started to tell an interesting story. And the way we did it was by date. So we did this battle. The battle itself was actually only 3 days, but we've tweeted their journals for about 3 months.
I'd like to talk a little bit about the somewhat unexpected implementation of a high school Cold War history class that was that contacted us and asked us how we were doing what we were doing. The teacher, Carla, was very gracious, and we gave her all the information, and she very quickly had this, using the same recipe. She set up her own page to collect all of the tweets from these Twitter personas that they were creating. So they created 15 characters. The students were assigned in groups to research and then to create Twitter messages and then to schedule them using a system that they were able to actually schedule the tweets. So I thought it was very innovative, the way that she designed it, so that they were working collaboratively, and also so that they were expected to do their own research using many sources that she had helped them identify. So now I want to talk a little bit about the participant side of this, and this is where it gets really exciting. It's neat to be able to follow these, and I think it was a lot of fun from our perspective to see this happening in a high school that we've never been to, who happened to find our project. So, so on the participant side, you have content creators like this class of high school students who are immersing themselves in original source documents. I found it interesting that Carla, the teacher here at this high school, she actually had them going to the White House documents, and they were pouring through actual White House source documents on the Cuban Missile Crisis, which are available for anyone on the internet. So that teaches them, first off, that primary sources aren't so scary. They're able to work through them, and I think that was a valuable thing for them. But then also, they're doing research. I mean, at the end of the day, they are excited. They're doing research, and they're able to distill it down to this 160-character Twitter message, and they have to determine when to time the message and how to interact with each other.